Box 252, How to Think in English. In this episode, Andrew and Jeremy answered a question that they got from one of their listeners. The question was, is it possible to understand English without translating into your native language? And another follow-up question was, how can we stop translating when speaking English? And first, Jeremy suggested his perspective on this issue. He said that when in the beginning of your language learning journey, you have to translate. You have to rely on your native language to understand English. But as time goes on, you do that less and less and less. But the difficult part for most people comes when you get to the point where you can speak English and understand it, but you're constantly checking your grammar in your head and translating from your native language into English. So this is a very frustrating stage to go through, but this is the phase where you have to stop translating from your native language into English. So Andrew shared how he surpassed this phase, and that is lots of input. So tons and tons of listening, repetitive listening, and listening all the time, and also being patient. Andrew said that there is no magic solution, to be honest. Jeremy agreed Andrew's idea and added his take. When you listen to language or you have input from the outside, eventually that language will become a part of you. This will become new, but this takes time, especially with Korean and English, because, Korean and English are very different. And Andrew continued to suggest two hacks to answer the questions. The first one is that he encourages you to get some input about the topics that you are related to. So he would suggest looking for some YouTube channels based on your topics. So hearing those conversations over and over will help increase your English fluency when talking about the topics. The second suggestion is to develop muscle memory by doing some repetitive output practice, which means you are just developing some sentences that you can use in many different situations. The sentences are related to the kind of content that you need to talk about. So if you have those set phrases, set expressions in your back pocket, then you will pull them off easily and freely because you built up the muscle memory of tone. Then you will this would help eliminate the translation stage. Finally, Jeremy ended with a very good point. He said that getting better in English isn't like achieving something. It's not gaining a positive thing. It's more of reducing a bad thing, a negative thing. With language learning, it is the reduction of pain and difficulty over time, slowly. So it doesn't feel fun and you don't have direct feedback. But Andrew and Jeremy encouraged us that just trust the process and keep on keeping on, and you will eventually get there. So that's the end of the story. So cheer up and go for it. And we can do it. Bye.